Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I don't know how many of you watched yesterday's town hall meeting whereby William Ruto engaged citizens in a series of issues regarding Hustler Fund, regarding creative economy, and regarding overseas jobs, the ones which Alfred Mutua has been championing for. Now, talking about creative economy, there's something that I spotted in the interaction that was witnessed there, whereby a Kenyan citizen challenged William Samoei Ruto, and it appeared as if William Samoei Ruto could not respond to that question, so he smartly dodged the question and threw the question to DENIS Itumbi. And DENIS Itumbi could not also respond to the question as expected. And that forced William Ruto to correct DENIS Itumbi. And that was pretty embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen. I want to take you through a series of this video. You'll be shocked at how DENIS Itumbi appeared to be mumbling. But if we get there, please like this video. It's so important. If you like this video, I'm so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you are not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support.
Space. And I remember DENIS Itumbi, who I'm sure is somewhere here, pushing me to do certain things. Did you hear what that good man said? And can you help me say some of those things that we agreed that we want, especially on the two subjects of intellectual property and piracy?
A letter from our Office of Creative Economic Coordination for us to begin bidding for the World Creative Economy Conference in 2027, to become the first African country to bring the world sector here, because that will unlock the entire creative economy. Thank you very much.
Let me help you, Dennis. Actually, the money for Grammys we already paid. We are not about to pay. We already paid 500 million shillings towards that, and I'm sure the gentleman from Grammys can confirm.
DENIS Itumbi was played in this engagement. How?
I was expecting a question from you, but you've given me a lecture, which is good. Because from Manchester, it's good to get some experience. But can you make it brief?
The sweet spot is always in the context, and I have learned from watching the way you have contextualized the conversation today. So I only thought it would be fair for me to put some context before my question, if you allow me, sir. Thank you. Bottom-up policies that promote the growth of talent-driven sectors like ours have been proven to work, especially in the creative economy, as we have witnessed in countries like Indonesia, where in 2023 they reported 4% contribution of GDP, which is equivalent to what the tourism sector has contributed in Kenya. While we appreciate the bottom-up strategy that you have, that has given us the State Department for Youth and Creative Economy, we as the creative industry experts feel like there is a tension where there is a bottom-up strategy but a top-down approach in implementation, where the industry has been left out, and that has left the State Department with systemic inefficiencies, and 2 years in, we are yet to even have a roadmap or a plan of how we can fix our systemic challenges. Before my question, I'll say to you 3 important areas that we need to address urgently as a country for the creative economy to respond. Number 1 is outdated policy frameworks, the case of old laws trying to tackle new problems. Number 2 is intellectual property. To every creative person, that is our title deed. That is our bargaining power. When IP is not protected, then we have nothing.
Because when a concern was posed to William Samoei Ruto to react, Ruto, realizing that that was a way of cornering him, dodged it and forced DENIS Itumbi to respond.
because I was expecting a question from you, but you've given me a lecture, which is good.
Very well, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I was also somehow confused because, some of these things, you need more research to understand them. So Ruto was very careful, very attentive, listening to the question. But in the middle of his response, he realized that he was kind of beating about the bush. The response that was expected, he was somehow not getting the right answer to respond to this issue. So what he did, he decided to throw the ball to DENIS Itumbi to be the person to respond about to respond to the question. And this is what DENIS Itumbi said.
Space. And I remember DENIS Itumbi, who I'm sure is somewhere here.
On intellectual property and piracy, sir, Easy has actually been involved in the crafting of the creative economy bill that is still pending in Parliament, and he's played a good part with his association of coming with that, and that is a key part in that creative economy bill with a few amendments, and he's in the working group. So in fact the challenge should be back to him to ensure that he helps us to ensure that we get it back and good and going. However, he's raised two key issues, both, if you allow me to respond to him. Yes. The first one is on the commerce of the creative economy. The president went to the USA and interacted, including with Hollywood stars at Tyler Perry Studios. And one of the things that the president is now working on is for a space for the creative economy. We all appreciate that Nairobi on Sundays has become an open theater where people actually shoot everything. In fact, ahead of Easy there is a gentleman from Grammy Awards, and there is also something there you are doing around the Grammy Awards for Africa. And we have actually instructed the State Department to pay so that then the Grammy Awards can be hosted in Kenya. There are a few things to unlock, and this gentleman has an appointment with you this week to unlock that part. So on that part of commerce, we are not only interested, but we are actively playing a part on it. Finally, the president has already given instructions, and I've written to you a letter from our Office of Creative Economic Coordination for us to begin bidding for the World Creative Economy Conference in 2027 to become the first African country to bring the world sector here, because that will unlock the entire creative economy. Thank you very much.
Let me help you, Dennis. Actually, the money for Grammys we already paid. We are not about to pay. We already paid 500 million shillings.
But funny enough, we all know Dennis Itumbi to be someone who likes to, anatumia matamshi mazuri, maneno matamu, kuonyesha kwamba anaelewa hiyo swala, But somewhere along the way, there's some payment which Dennis Itumbi said had not been paid. But when Ruto took over, he told Dennis Itumbi that payment had been made. So we are receiving two statements. Dennis Itumbi is the one who heads the creative economy. Now, if it gets to a level where he doesn't know whether money was already paid, now the president has to remind him. One thing that leads to is one of them is not telling us the truth. Either William Ruto is trying to solve the problem by giving the concerned citizen more hope, more expectation, that since everything had been paid for, now the result is what is awaiting. He could have done that to probably either embarrass Dennis Itumbi, which it worked, by the way. I really salute the fact that William Ruto took over, and the manner in which he delivered the message left Dennis Itumbi ni kama ni mtu ambaye alikuwa haelewi anaongea nini. Mimi for once niliona kama Dennis Itumbi ni kama ana appear somehow confused, because kama pesa imelipwa na yeye ndo head of creative economy, je, alikuwaje hasijue? Hilo ni swala gumu na ni swali zito ambalo lilikuwa linafaa Dennis Itumbi yuko nalo. Yeye alikuwa pale akisimama akisema aseme kwamba pesa ishalipwa. So mimi kivyangu naona kama either Dennis Itumbi anatudanganya ama William Ruto anatudanganya. Mmoja wa hawa anatudanganya. But at the end of the day, that old drama appeared to be an embarrassment to Dennis Itumbi, who was caught off guard by the fact that money had been paid to a project which he thought money had not been paid to. So are we foreseeing a scenario, or rather are we seeing a scenario whereby the government is not on the same page? or people have lost touch with majority of these things? Is Itumbi trying to tell us that he has not been following up on these issues? Is that the case? You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but just go below in the comment section and you can offer a reaction regarding this issue, this development. So perhaps if you watch this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.